Hello and welcome to the first of our Wee Ones Weaning Well videos. In this video we're going to discuss what is weaning, signs that baby's ready for weaning, common misconceptions that baby's ready for solids, and what equipment you may need when starting the weaning journey. Weaning is a gradual introduction and offering of solid foods to baby alongside breast milk or formula milk. Solid food is not to replace milk at this stage, but to complement it. This is why weaning is also referred to as complementary feeding. It's an important milestone where babies can learn about textures and flavours of food and eating with others. It can be an anxious time for parents and caregivers. It's all new, and like most aspects of parenting, we're learning as we go. Baby's learning from you and you're learning from baby. So what are the signs that your baby is ready for solids? There are three main signs to look out for to determine if baby's ready. Baby can sit in a sitting position and hold their head steady. They can coordinate their hands, eyes and mouth so they can look at their food, pick it up and put it in their mouths by themselves. Young babies have something called a tongue thrust reflex, which is a safety mechanism babies have which prevents them from choking. Babies tend to lose this reflex at around 6 months. If you put a clean spoon to their lip and mouth and watch to see if they stick out their tongue, this will give an indication that they are ready for solids. Babies spitting food out is normal. However, if they seem to be pushing a lot of food out of their mouths, it can also be an indication that they have not lost this reflex and may not be ready for solids yet. We now know that most babies achieve these milestones at around 6 months of age. Waiting until baby is ready will give baby the best chance of good health throughout their life. It can be confusing as manufacturers still market baby food from around 4 months. Your baby may be showing some behaviours that make you think they are ready for solids. Some of these common misconceptions include chewing their fists, waking more than usual in the night, wanting extra milk feeds, showing interest in food, and having a slightly larger or smaller baby. These are natural behaviours and could be due to a multitude of different things: teething, sleep regression, and exploring the world around them. Remember that milk contains a lot of energy, and if you have concerns that your baby is hungry or is needing more energy, adjusting their milk feeds will be more beneficial than introducing solids. There is also no evidence that introducing solids will help your baby sleep. Remember, every baby is different. The most important thing is that they are showing those signs of readiness. For babies who were born prematurely, it's difficult to give an exact age to when they're ready for solids. The main thing to look out for is that they are showing the three main signs that they are ready for solids, and they usually reach this at around a corrected age of 6 months. For any babies who are born early or have had a medical procedure that requires breathing tubes or nasal gastro-tube, you may want to seek further advice from your health visitor or your paediatrician. Equipment. You do not need much equipment for weaning your baby. Here are some examples of things you may find useful when introducing solids to your baby. A high chair to ensure that baby is sitting safely and strapped in. A cup, that could be a free-flowing or open cup, is beneficial as baby learns to sip and not suck. Spoons, soft spoons which are delicate on their gums. Bowls and plates, materials that are not easy to smash such as plastic, are beneficial. Ice cube trays and bags if you're planning on freezing your food. Bibs to protect baby's clothes and let them get messy. You could also let them eat in just a nappy and let them have a fun, messy time. A messy mat for the floor. This could also be an old newspaper or a shower curtain. Weaning is about exploring new tastes and textures. In this first video, we will be starting with vegetables, in particular those which have a more bitter taste. As both breast and formula milks are sweet, babies will have a preference for sweet tasting foods. Therefore, offering vegetables early on in the weaning process can encourage more acceptance of these later in life. It's all about those tiny tastes and offering a variety, with less emphasis on eating huge amounts of any food. We will be showing different cooking methods, steaming and boiling, and utilising the cooking liquid to help to develop the required texture. If you've chosen to start weaning using a spoon feeding approach, you do not need to start with really thin purees. Mashed food and finger foods should be suitable, especially if your baby is showing signs that they are ready for solids. There is also less equipment needed, so it's a lot easier for you, and less cleaning to do also. If you do choose to offer really thin textures on a spoon, it's important to move to offering thicker textures and finger foods quite quickly to allow baby to explore a variety of textures. If offering foods on a spoon, it's good to offer your baby a spoon so they can practice self-feeding themselves to develop their skills. It is also beneficial to offer finger foods alongside and letting them explore a variety of textures. As long as you start with super soft vegetables, which you can easily squidge between your finger and thumb, at around 6 months, baby is able to squash these foods down with their tongue and gums. The bitter vegetables we're demonstrating include avocado, cauliflower, courgette, spinach and swede. Avocado is a very nutritious fruit, a good source of healthy fats, vitamins and minerals. It's great as it doesn't require any cooking and it has a mild flavour, so it's a really good one to introduce first. It can be served mashed with a fork or served as a finger food. It's best to use a ripe avocado, that is one which is soft to the touch in the skin, as this will be easier to prepare and for baby to manage. If serving as a finger food, you can keep some of the skin on, that's around half of the length of the finger piece, which makes it easier for baby to hold. Cauliflower has a very distinctive flavour and a really easy one to prepare and cook. The prep in this video shows cutting the cauliflower up prior to cooking, as this speeds up the overall cooking time. Cut the florets into finger-sized lengths, keeping the stalk on as much as possible to help baby hold in their hands. Cauliflower is full of fibre and nutrients. If you find that your baby becomes very windy after tasting cauliflower, you may want to offer small amounts or try again at a later date. Courgette is another bitter food. It has a high water content and so is great for mashing down easily. We've removed the skin as this can be tough, particularly if offering it as a finger food option initially for your baby. However, if the courgette is cooked well so that it's very soft, it can be mashed with the skin on. Courgette can be stringy, so you can remove the seeds, which can be done either before or after cooking, to ensure that baby can manage this easily. Just remember to always check that you can squash the courgette finger easily as a guide that it is just right for your baby. Spinach is one of the most bitter tasting vegetables. To prepare, remove the tougher stalks prior to cooking and blending to a smooth consistency. It can be difficult to offer spinach as a finger food, however you could offer it as a dip by serving on a cooked potato stick or with some cucumber. You can offer the spinach on a spoon if you wish, or if you would prefer a lumpier texture, you could also mix the puree with a more textured mash. Swede is great served as a mash or as finger food. It can be quite a workout to remove the tough skin. This can be done more easily by cutting the whole swede into slices first, then removing the skin from each slice. As you progress through the weaning journey, swede is a good vegetable that you can use to bulk out other foods similar to potato or pasta. Don't forget you can cook a number of different vegetables together. So if you're boiling some swede or carrots in a pan, you could also place a colander on top and steam some other vegetables at the same time. This is also great if you're bulk cooking to freeze meals for another time. If you're batch cooking and freezing, or just want to freeze any leftovers, cool the food as quickly as possible before popping it into freezer trays or little pots with lids. Once frozen, the food can then be transferred into freezer bags, labelled with the name of the food and the date when you placed it into the freezer.